Every morning, I walk my two boys to school. It's about 2 blocks away. We have to cross this major street, so about a year ago, I set up these flags to make it a little bit safer to go across and to be more visible.
Yeah.
It's a pretty busy street, so I still like to walk with them, but it's nice knowing that they have these flags, and other folks in the community have been using them. So I set up these flag holders on each side, just using some pipe tied with zip ties to the street pole. Not perfect, does a job though, but they do sit on the ground. And as you can see here, the zip ties start to fall apart over time due to the weather. So definitely want to get a better solution going here. Here's another look. And the other problem is they only hold 2 flags at the most. Here's the one on the other side, sitting on the ground as well. Zip ties are coming loose. Here's a street pole. I just took a piece of paper, wrapped it around so I could get the circumference of the pole, so that when I go to Home Depot to find some brackets, I get the right size. So this is a little trick. Just kind of mark. And I'm on my way to Home Depot to pick up some supplies. Just kind of winging it. I had some ideas. Don't have a perfect design. Thought I'd see what's at Home Depot. Found these 2-inch straps. This will do the job. And then I picked up some other things as well. So grab these supplies. 2 boards, those brackets, 2 drains for the pipes. And here's a new pipe. It's I believe a 3-inch pipe, and those are 3-inch drain pop-ins and some screws. Although I don't end up using these screws, and I'll explain that later. So first order of business is cut the pipe I got here in half. I believe it's just a 2-foot pipe. So it gives me 1 foot for each side. Good enough depth to hold the flag poles or the flags. And I just took a simple saw and cut it in half. And here I'm just about done cutting it. It's not perfect, it's a little jagged. I'll have to file those down later on. And here are the 2 halves, and now I've got to find a way to attach it to these boards. And the plan is for these boards to then get attached to the poles. And just so you can see here, these drains just pop into the bottom. But I'm going to need to attach them with screws so that they are permanently fixed to the pipe. So I'm just trying to find out the smooth end, pop that right in. They friction fit, but I definitely want to secure it with screws. Got these zinc plated screws, so they should hold up outdoors. Just had them on hand from a previous project. So I'm going to use these, just kind of leverage whatever I have at the house already. And I just go ahead and screw those in. I could have done some pre-drilled holes, but this went in fine. On the left side, you can see I tried to use my deck screws. Did not work out well. So I'll take that out, replace it with these zinc screws. So I'm going to take a file, just kind of file down the rough edges on the top. so that anyone grabbing the flags doesn't get scratched. Just make them as smooth as I can. So now I've got to attach the pipes to these boards. So I'm going to pre-drill some holes here, make it a little easier. This wood is, I believe, redwood, so it should hold up against the weather. We'll see how it goes. If not, I can easily replace them. I did think about coating them or painting them, but definitely want to get these set up before the end of the day. And to attach them to the pipes, I'm going to use the same zinc plated screws because they seem to get the job done. First attempt, not so good. So the next thing here to do is just make sure I've got the right screws to attach these hangers to the pole and to the back of the wood boards. So I'm just kind of looking at seeing what I have, determining if I need washers, which screws to get. I end up having to use the same screws that I used for attaching the wood to the pipe. Here you can see I have things that are too small that are not going to do the job, and I had to use some spacers to get the right fit, and I can show you that later. So here I am ready to install. I went to the first street pole, trying out the brackets, putting them on, and they're pretty snug, very secure. Definitely got the right size. And now I'm just adjusting them to get the right height for the brackets so that it's easy for children to reach, to get the poles in and out, the flags out in and out of the container, the holder. I'm just making sure it's the right height here. And I'll screw those in from the back. And here's my first attempt. I realized there's a lot of space, so I came back, put some nuts in there to act as spacers, added a couple of new flags that I got donated from some neighbors. For some reason these flags keep disappearing. And here's the other side of the street. So right now each side's got 2 flags, and each of the containers can definitely hold 4 or more flags, which is great. That was not the case before. And there's a look across the street. And the next morning, here's our kids enjoying the new Crosswalk flag holders going to school. Hope you enjoyed the video. More to come. Thank you.